Hello, Betweeners. My name is Nicole Stamp.
And I'm Angelina, aka ALB.
And we are the hosts of the Between After Show, Inside Between.
Are you ready for the brand new episode of Between, starting in 15 minutes on City? Don't forget to PVR it if you can't tune in.
We cannot wait to discuss it with all of you and the cast on a new episode of our after show, Inside Between, happening right now, because we have amazing guests in the studio right now.
So, joining us today live is Kyle Mack, Mercedes Morris, and executive producer David Cormican.
And they are here in the studio. We're going to do all kinds of cool stuff today. We are going to play a game with them. We are going to get into the webisodes with them. So live tweet our show with us and join our little Twitter party.
Thanks so much for watching.
And you know what we should do right now? We should play my very favorite part of the show, which is Between in 60 Seconds, Between in 60 Seconds, Between in 60 Seconds.
Are you ready?
I am so ready.
Set, go.
We join fearless leader Chuck on his half-baked quest to Ooh, poor Samantha, that was not a good start. Ronnie gets a surprise visit from Renee. Bound chicka wow. Renee's little brother is missing and Private Eye Ronnie is on the case. Oh, hey, Mark knows that kid. So is Pat a ghost or what? What's the deal? Can he walk through walls? I need answers. Gord tries to sweet-talk his ex into sharing food with the orphanage. Oh, that is not what Ronnie was hoping to find. Renee's gonna be pissed. Ugh, Gord pulls a Dexter and butchers the cow, but then somebody steals it and surprise. Franny betrayed Gord by stealing the meat and throwing a barbecue, which is actually a lot more serious than it sounds. Ronnie and Gord play good punk, bad punk. They get the meat back. Hooray for a high-protein resolution. Now onto some Liam drama. Everyone is freaking out about helicopters, but come on, it's like military Christmas. Wiley stops Chuck from chucking it up. Get it? Chucking it up? Back in the science lab, Liam reveals that Adam is immune to the virus. Wiley is still having cramps. Is it something she ate? So she decides to be the guinea pig for Liam's vaccine. Yikes, what was in that injection? Oh my gosh, she's pregnant again. Oh no, it's a tumor. And Liam is being shady as hell. Look at this face. Secrets. Secrets. So many secrets. And today on Inside Between, we're gonna learn all the secrets.
It's because I have such good guests on the show today. And coming back after his Inside Between debut, which resulted in him being rolled into a shape that was approximately this large, we have the lovely Kyle Mack, who plays Ronnie on the show. How you doing, Kyle?
I'm good. Thanks for having me back.
I'm so happy to have you. How was it for you last time when you rolled into a ball?
It was awesome. You know, there was slight regret of performing such a strange pretzel behavior. I don't know what I was thinking, but I did it.
You did it. You really did it.
I went for it.
You did. It was a beautiful thing. Thank you so much. It's great to have you. And we also have the Executive Vice President of Between, David Cormican. How are you?
Doing great. It's fantastic to be on the show, especially with these two.
I'm happy to have you. Are they your favorites in the cast? Are you allowed to say?
Well, I do have a bit of a soft spot for Ronnie, I have to admit. He's one of my favorite characters in the show, and we had a ton of fun creating Renee.
Oh.
And Mercedes really brings the character to life.
I agree on both counts. Nice one. And of course, as David just said, we have Mercedes Morris, who just joined the cast in season 2 playing the role of Renee. Mercedes, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Great. We are so excited to have you. And it's a little bit controversial, right? Because Renee is kind of a controversial character. So I really want to get into that today and find out sort of, what's up with her? Like, really, what's up with her? Where did she come from? When she first appears, we just see her in the snow. Like, look at you there. You just come out of nowhere. Where'd you come from?
Well, Renee she's been in Pretty Lake her whole life. She's been there, she's just been kind of busy doing her own little thing, and that's why most of the other residents of Pretty Lake don't really know her. But they'll definitely get to once this season continues.
Amazing. Now, has she been, okay, so you've joined the cast. It's a brand new thing. How was it joining an already established cast where they have a whole season in the can, you come in? What was it like to join these people?
It was a little nerve-wracking for me, especially when you realize that these people have these great connections with one another, and it already gives you this like family dynamic, but they did welcome me into the family, so I felt really comfortable. Even like on my first day, my first day was actually in episode 2. I was a bit nervous, but they made me feel really welcome and comfortable, so I loved it. I love it.
So nice. I'm really glad. Nice. And Ronnie for you, Kyle for you, Ronnie's tide has totally changed. What's up with him right now? Like, I feel like things were so bad and now they're so different.
No, I think that's my favorite part of this season, is especially this episode. I mean, it's like Ronnie almost like got a comedic side to him. He's got a lot more fun going on.
Totally.
But I think a beautiful girl might do that to you.
Oh.
He's all discombobulated.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
doesn't know what's going on.
for sure. Now, so David, for people who don't necessarily know, could you maybe describe
No spoilers.
No spoilers. But maybe describe your role on the show.
Well, I'm one of the executive producers. There's a couple of us that are involved, but I work very closely with Michael McGowan and the writer's room to sort of craft where we're taking each of these characters week to week.
And you helped to sort of come up with the actual core concept of the show.
The core concept is Mike's, and then Mike and I worked very extensively together before we even actually got the broadcasters on board, and then also with Don Carmody as well, my partner. So sort of the three of us putting a lot of this together before we even had a broadcast order for the series.
Sure, and we have this nice picture of you on set here with Jeanette.
Oh, wow,
Do you remember what was
that's very
happening
sweet.
in that moment?
Yeah, that was a cold day actually. That's the helicopter scene there, and we actually didn't have helicopters. That I will spoil that. That's all CGI.
It's good.
We had some massive fans on both sides that were sort of like blowing the air, and we were tossing garbage, and this. Well, I wasn't, but everyone else started tossing papers and garbage and that to sort of go through, and we had to get all the cast to track the helicopter as it would go all the way in the distance, and
Oh, wow.
yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Wow. So I want to talk about, the cast. How did you assemble this cast, and how do you feel like the actors are filling their roles?
Wow.
I know it's a big question.
It is a big question. It was a big process. I mean, first season, it was huge for us in the sense that you're establishing this world. We worked very closely with Deirdre Bowen, who is our casting director, and so she unearthed a lot of these gems. And I would have to admit that most people, when we saw them, it was very distinct. It was like Kyle was our Ronnie. There was no second guessing or doubting. And then second season, it was nervous because you're like, oh God, we've got a few holes to fill. We've created these new characters. And Renee was a massive character for us that we were very worried about, where are we going to find this person? And again, your take was, it was just like immediately, we're like, oh, thank God we found her.
Do you remember your audition?
Yeah,
What was it
absolutely.
like? I want to hear about it from
I wasn't in the
almost
room
both
for it,
perspectives.
but I watch every tape of every audition that comes through, and it was one of those ones where you're like, whoa, you're going on the edge of your seat. This is our girl. We found her.
I remember it was almost like a monologue that she had to, perform. And the reader in the room, I remember he had to interrupt at one point, and I just gave him the dirtiest look, like, are you talking when I'm talking? And so I knew that would play well for the idea of the character, this strong, independent, you'll see. Everyone will see.
Well, it's funny. So I was in the room for Jack Murray's audition, who plays Mark, right? And similar situation. The scene that he did was back in season 1 that he auditioned with was where just right before the guy's about to kill him in the prison hallway, and then Ellen steps in and stops everything, right? And she fires and shoots Hector. And so in that moment in the audition, I could just tell everything was going so well, and so I slammed down on the table, and everyone in the room went, "Goo," because of the gunshot, and you just saw his eyes go up, and it was a beautiful moment. So similar experience, and those were the moments that really clinched it for everyone's auditions.
And we
That's
all know
amazing.
his eyes are.
Oh God, yeah.
I don't even know. They're like laser beams. What are those?
They're unbelievable.
They are
Do you think
incredible,
he's
yeah.
actually human? I've never seen that color before.
It's beautiful. I was
Yeah.
like, they should cast you in some mutant movie or something, because your eyes are just woo.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Well, the reaction from the fans has been incredible. Have you had any sort of moment where the fan reaction really blew you away?
Well, you know what? Actually, last week on this after show, we had Stephanie, who is adorable, and she wrote this massive rave review of her experience being one of our super fans, and she definitely is, because it went on BuzzFeed, and it's been trending all over the place.
Yeah.
It was incredible, yeah. And she's just she got some fan art that ALB drew up for her, which is incredible as well, and everyone autographed it for her, and yeah, it was a great experience. And
What's
this is
it feel like for you? And this is your baby. You helped make this show from the ground up, and then it's getting this kind of reception.
It's pretty incredible. I mean, from hearing and watching it all come alive with these guys, and then seeing the reactions from people that are we even had tonight, we had people that were watching side by side in the States, timing their Netflix just at the same time so that they could live tweet with all of us.
Yeah.
It's
That's
This is
amazing.
incredible stuff
Thank
that's going on right now.
you.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's great. Well, we have this Superfan contest, as you know, which is how Stephanie got on the show, and we have our Superfan winner this week. So he has questions for us, and Angelina and him are going to shoot them over to us right now. Take it away, please.
Thanks so much, Nicole. So how would you like to win a trip to our studio to ask the cast of Between a question here in person with us? Tell us online why you're our biggest superfan, and you could be joining me here next. So today I'm joined by our superfan Jordan, all the way from Winnipeg, Manitoba. How excited are you to be here today?
I'm very excited. You know what? This is such an exciting opportunity for me to be a part of this show and to experience how this all works. And yeah, I'm just excited to be here. Very happy.
Oh, we're so happy to have
Yes.
you. Now, Jordan, you have 2 questions for us today, right?
Yes, I do. If you could switch roles with any one of the characters, who would you choose and why?
That's a really good question. Who
Yeah.
would you pick, do you think?
I'd probably pick Adam because he takes the role of the team. He wants to lead the way with the community, and Wiley, make sure everyone's safe.
Yeah, he just takes on the responsibility.
Yeah, and he
of
wants to
that.
find out the cure.
Yeah, exactly. And do you feel like that watching? You're like, I want to do that.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think that I definitely would want to switch places with Gord because he's just such a natural leader too. I think
Yeah.
Adam and Gord are both very good leaders.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
I
a
agree
really
with
good
that.
question.
Yeah.
So, and then you had one more question?
Yeah, how are you similar or different from your character?
Awesome, really good questions. Okay, let's go over to Nicole with some answers from our cast.
Those were such good questions, Jordan. Thank you so much for flying all the way here to be a part of the show. We are so happy to have you. It's really great. I'm talking to the camera, but really he's right there. Hi. We're really happy you're here. So did you have a chance to talk to Jordan before we started taping?
Yes, we did. And at first, Jordan didn't even really recognize us. He wasn't aware that we were in the room with him. He thought it was just, I guess, makeup artists and hair and wardrobe and whatnot. So when we said hello to him and he realized who we were, it was like, I'm in the room with Renee and Ronnie right now. So it was great. Jordan's great.
That's so nice. Okay, let's talk about his question. So if you were to switch roles with any of the other characters on the show, I mean, here they all are. Who do you think you would switch with?
You see, for me, the idea of being a ghost is kind of cool.
Ooh. Okay.
You can say what you want to say, do what you want to do, and it doesn't really have a real impact, because you're not alive. But I feel like you can still make a difference.
Yeah, it's like you have nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose, yeah.
But everything to gain, which, I guess that would really free you up. Oh, I like that. So you want to be Pat?
Yeah, I would be Pat.
Okay, I like it. How about you?
I think I have to go with Harrison because I don't want to grow up.
Oh, right. He's the youngest on here.
And I feel like he's a younger Ronnie. He's got some stuff going on.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna get real.
He's totally the younger Ronnie.
Oh, when we did some of the scenes together, I remember looking at Percy at the barbecue scene, and he's looking back at me, and I was like, this kid's like Ronnie. I was like, he's just staring, and he didn't want to back down in that scene. When we were actually performing that scene, he didn't want to back down at all. They kind of had to be like, Percy, you have to back away from Ronnie. And I was like, I can't scare this kid. I was like, he's not scared at all.
Let's talk about that, the relationship with you and Gord. You go on this kind of epic bromance in this episode. What's happening there?
Yeah, I actually love that because me and Ryan haven't got to work together that much on this show. Me and Ryan are good buddies in real life. So for me, that was one of the most fun episodes, running around, going to the Mennonites and all that. I like their relationship together.
Yeah, and you have to fight.
Yeah.
How was that?
It was tiring. It was cold outside, and I have to throw him in the snow, and that's all real snow. I'm throwing him in the snow, and it's a lot. That stuff you do a lot of takes of it, and you run it a lot of times.
Oh, yeah.
And it's it's one of these. There's simple things with fights, you have to throw your neck like that over and over and over and over, and by the next day, your neck it really hurts. There's stuff that I throw myself against cards things after a while you do them 20 times, it takes a toll on your body.
Wow, you think of a repetitive strain injury as oh, I was typing and my wrists hurt, but you get a repetitive strain oh, I got punched in the face too many times.
Strained my neck doing that 20 times.
That's really funny. Okay, so how are you similar to your characters?
I'm not too bright. I make poor decisions. I do. I'm not too. I don't think things through just like Ronnie. I think I've gone out. I'm not too smart sometimes.
Honesty is the best policy. So
yeah, I hope so.
I am similar to Renee because I'm a big sister. I'm actually the eldest. I have 3 younger siblings, Marcus and Malcolm and Geneva.
Okay.
And I would do anything in the world for them, and you can see what she's going through right now, looking for Eric.
Yeah, totally.
Right? So I feel like I'd be on the same path as her, same journey as her.
Right. She's not going to be happy when she finds out. How's Ronnie feeling about that? He's got to tell her.
I think it's pretty conflicted. I mean, Ronnie's in an emotional place with his past, like with Pat being gone, and then he knows that he's going to have to bring this to her. I think it's there's some conflict going on in his mind how that's going to go down.
Sure, and so much empathy, but also I think.
And he doesn't know her that well, so I don't really know what he expects.
How she's gonna take it.
Yeah.
How is she gonna take it? I'm nervous for it. I'm already intimidated of Renee.
You should be.
So I want to talk about these webisodes that are on our website. They're really great. This is the only place you can see them, and Angelina is going to tell us all about them.
Thanks, Nicole. If you haven't seen them yet, this season we have new webisodes featuring Jeanette McCurdy and Jesse Carreri. Between the Lines, Wiley and Adam's last weekend. These episodes chronicle the happy, sad, and sometimes even romantic ways that Wiley and Adam spent their time between season 1 and season 2. Let's take a look.
Hey, Jason. It's me. I'm hanging out in Pretty Lake, prisoner of this quarantine. And I'm making this for you in case you don't get to really know me, in case I don't make it. You are here right now in this B&B with me and Adam. A couple days ago, special ops guys come in trying to kill everybody. And now, just a few days later, there's no heat. So, I mean, there's no way that that's a coincidence.
Aw, baby Jason. They're all available right now on citytv.com/between, so go watch them and tweet us your favorite moment. We love when you guys talk to us online, and here are a few of our favorite questions. Alexandra sent us this photo with the caption, "Looks like I found the real superfan." That is too cute. Oh my gosh, that's the cutest dog ever. Gab Between Riella wants to know, how did the dynamic change between behind the scenes this season with 2 new cast members? Stephanie asks, which prop would you most want to take home with you? Oh, I think that I'd want Adam's mystery board with like the map of Pretty Lake. Anyway, these are great questions. So remember, your questions could be up here next week. So be sure to find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, all of the things. We love hearing from you. So now let's see if Nicole has some answers for us.
Those were very good questions. Thank you, Internet, for asking always such intelligent, high-quality questions. I feel like you make our job easier because you always ask questions that like we actually really want to talk about. So thank you. So first of all, I want to know, what was it like when new people joined the cast and you had this established dynamic, and then suddenly you have these new cast members? Maybe Kyle?
I mean, I found it really exciting. It was interesting to have new people around and new dynamics to set. And I mean, for me, with Ronnie and then having Renee in the storyline, I just got excited as an actor. It gave me a lot more to play. And
Right.
then as a group, like this cast is very tight-knit and like really chill and fun, and we have a lot of fun. And I think we just got a bigger family.
Oh, that's so nice. Nice. And so for you, Mercedes, I know this is like this was your first on-camera job, which, can I just say, you are nailing it. It's so good.
Thank you.
It's so good. What was it like to come on set and it's your first time acting in front of a camera and a whole new thing?
I took everything, you know, one step at a time, and I just like had to really do a lot of self-talk and just like, you got this. You can do this. They would not have chose you if you could not do this. And I had a lot of fun. I just told myself, I'm Renee. You are Renee. And that's the way it was.
I love it. So, okay, your very first day shooting, what scene did you shoot?
I shot the bedroom scene with Ronnie that we just saw in episode 2. That was interesting.
That's a big thing to do on your first day on set. So how did the two of you break the ice and oh, look at that. How did the two of you,
Ronnie looks so desperate.
break the ice and create that chemistry?
Luckily, we had like chatted for a second or two at the read when we first read through the script, and he had seen me in a show, so we had like a nice little icebreaker. He'd seen me in a musical that I did that summer. So luckily, it wasn't the most like awkward situation. And I'm acting. That's what I told myself. You are acting right now.
And I mean, in those things, like, you try to like bridge the gap real quick, where it's, and you also have you have rooms of people that are watching you do this stuff that is always a little strange. So I just tried to talk to Mercedes as much as possible right away and run lines and just make it as comfortable as possible.
with one
Yeah.
another.
As quick as you can.
Is it weird? What's it like to do a scene like that in front of a whole crew of people?
I thought it would be weirder, but it was fine. It was good.
It can be weirder, and that was pretty comfortable
Oh,
for
that's
what
nice.
it was.
It looks, it's very convincing. The chemistry between these two characters is pretty, it's pretty steamy. There's a new, a ship is when the fandom decides these two characters should be together in a romantic relationship. So the fans have started to ship Ronnie and Renee, and usually you create a name for the two characters.
I
So
saw the
your
little-
characters' names are Ronnie.
Renee. I like it.
I read it as Rone. Rone.
Renee.
Rone.
Ronnie. I like them both.
Rone. It's adjusting to it.
We should
right
do another Twitter vote. Is it Ronnie or is it Rone? Maybe let us know. Weigh in on Twitter. And the second question was, if you were going to keep a prop, what prop would you keep?
What about the little puppy
The puppy.
from episode 1? I'd probably keep the little puppy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you?
I think I'm gonna cheat this one. I'm gonna keep Ronnie's cargo pants because the secret on set is when I go into the craft truck where the food is, I pack Ronnie's cargo pants with food for later, and then I bring that to my trailer and I take it home with me. So I'm gonna keep those pants, and I'm gonna take more stuff with me. I am like Ronnie. I'm a scavenger just like Ronnie, all right? I'm exactly the same.
That is really funny. I'm really happy to hear that. All right, so we are going to go back in time now to those days shooting on that freezing cold set with a little segment we like to call On Set Throwback with Jim.
The question is, your freedom is at the tip of your finger. You can just peace out. Why don't you?
I feel like Wiley definitely doesn't want to spread the virus, and she doesn't want it to potentially injure or hurt or harm or kill anybody outside of Pretty Lake, but also she feels really bottled up within Pretty Lake and kind of confined. So it's like this kind of, damned if you do, damned if you don't.
It's brought to your attention that, hey, Adam's immune, which means one thing. You killed the lady.
Because Wiley was so apprehensive in the first place about leaving Pretty Lake and so adamant about not wanting to spread the disease, the fact that kind of her worst nightmare of killing somebody and then having it be solely on her, if I were Wiley, I would just be out of my mind.
Going back then to Adam, he knew he was immune.
Yeah.
How does that affect the relationship between Wiley and Adam?
That certainly strains it.
Yeah.
Me personally, in relationships, honesty is super important to me, and open communication. And the fact that even though Wiley and Adam weren't in a real defined relationship, the fact that they were each other's number one kind of entity of support, that's the ultimate betrayal.
Renee is the new steamy love interest. How is that going? What's that relationship like with Renee? What's that character development going to do for Ronnie? It's almost like another shot.
Yeah, no, I've really loved that they gave me that relationship with Renee this season. I think it was important to see Ronnie have a real connection with somebody.
So now the relationship with Ronnie. It is one of an opportunistic start, as we could say. Is there anything really there? Or are you always playing an angle?
It's tough because I think at some point those lines become a bit blurred.
Yeah.
And
On both fronts.
yeah.
So we want to talk about your relationship with Samantha. How did that come about? Was it out of necessity? Was it out of pure romance?
They wouldn't be caught dead together in the real world, before the quarantine was up.
Yeah.
They just found each other at the right time, I think. They reconnected. She had a dog bite in her leg. He was going for a jog, as you do.
As you do.
I think what I liked about Chuck was how he didn't necessarily always have the best plans, but he had a plan.
Go to her death. You kind of had something to do with that.
It's another Chuck plan that just went totally downhill.
What was your first reaction reading that in the script?
Well, I was definitely shocked.
Yeah.
That was came out of nowhere. Sad, to be gone from Pretty Lake. But I think in a way to go out, it's a pretty cool way to go out.
Welcome, welcome. Today we have a very special game called Creaker Cans. Both Ronnie and Renee find themselves heavily armed inside the quarantine, so now we're gonna see who's the better shot. Kyle, Mercedes, or is it executive producer David Cormican? The rules are simple. So you get 13 seconds and 2 guns. That's 12 shots to shoot down as many cans as you can. And whoever shoots the most wins. So first up is gonna be Mercedes. So Renee's new to the show, but we've already seen that she's interested in weaponry. So we have a great photo of you here, Mercedes. Okay, now what's your inner monologue in this picture?
Okay.
Looks like Han Solo.
Yeah, you were so intense.
Monologue is. Wow, I'm sorry. Okay.
I mean, it's like a very intense, like you're gonna take somebody out face.
Yes. It's like a watch out. Don't mess with me.
Can you recreate the pose?
I'm making you nervous.
You're making me
you
a little
should be
nervous.
nervous, Kyle.
I'm glad
Okay.
he's in front of me.
It's one of these.
Yeah.
It's like a.
Oh, it's terrifying. All right, so you're gonna be shooting first. Do you have any strategies, or are you gonna keep that a secret?
I'm just doing my best.
Okay, all right. I have total confidence in you.
Okie
And
doke.
do you have any trash talk for these two?
Come on.
I'm just gonna say only one of us dressed for the shooting event.
I'm sure, but Renee can shoot in anything, including these heels,
Yep.
honey. So,
What about Mercedes?
are we ready? Is the timer ready?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
ready. I'm ready. Okay.
Okay.
On your mark, get set, go. Ooh, she got one first shot. Oh my gosh. Second one already.
Okay.
Jeez.
Little
3. Oh my gosh, she's very
I'm
good.
out.
Okay, second gun. Come on, 3 more left.
Oh, she hit the camera.
Come on, Mercedes.
It's more camera.
Oh, okay. All right, well, you shot down
Renee
3.
would do
Renee
that.
does not play by the rules.
It's true. She
Okay.
doesn't. How do you feel about that?
I feel like I had things going very well.
You got like
at the
first
beginning,
one on your first shot. It was
Right?
incredible.
and then I think maybe my confidence got a hold of me, and things got
did
a little
very
messy.
well, though.
But I think I did a good job.
Yeah. Well, Kyle, you're up next. So here's your big, important, very real gun. And so Ronnie is a really intense dude, but he definitely likes guns. And he's like blue steel all the way. So let's take a look at this image here. What's going through Ronnie's head here?
Don't miss, don't miss, don't miss.
I mean,
I
I hope
guess it's a little toy gun. Okay.
I know.
that's actually that was right in the photo when you took that photo, right? That's the
That's
real
right.
gun that you were holding. Good. Can you give us that pose?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, it's so terrifying.
Oh, so
So scary.
brooding, thinking.
So do you have a lot of
brooding.
experience with like these kinds of very dangerous, high-powered machines?
Me and my brother have played guns with these growing up,
Mm-hmm.
for sure. Maybe not this exact one, but I played with a lot of Nerf guns, like cops and robbers, all the time.
Was it embarrassing when your brother beat you?
Yeah, he pretty much always beat me. He beat me up a lot of the time, too.
Aw.
He's a lot bigger than me.
That's how it goes. Okay, are you all set? You guys have anything to add? I kind of trash talked him for
pressure.
you, really.
Yeah.
No pressure.
Okay.
I'm already real nervous.
Oh, okay. On your mark, get set, go. Oh, off to a great start. Okay, you got
Lights
one
out
down.
spot.
Well done. 2, 3.
3.
Oh! You're tied with Mercedes. Come on.
No.
Oh! 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 Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! That was amazing.
Ronnie,
Kyle,
you violated.
I don't even know what to say. How do you feel about that?
I feel great. I feel amazing. I feel excited.
I'm really impressed, to be honest with you. All right, David, so you're going to be next up. Are you nervous? How do you follow
Well,
that up?
I mean, he did get all of them, but he took all 12, so I'm just gonna up the trash talk here and say I'm gonna call myself 6-shot Sonny.
Wow.
And
That's very confident.
Any extra bullets that I have are coming this way.
Scary. All right, David, well, we have a very special image of you.
Like kung fu fighting.
You look so like earnest and full of life. Like you're like, I'm gonna go shoot a gun today.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
very
it's like
precious.
the Boy Scout going to camp. Or something,
What's the
right?
monologue for this?
I don't even know. It's like I hope I don't lose. Or I hope they're looking at my eyes instead of my shooting or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very endearing, I think.
Yeah, I like that it's player Cormican.
Cormican.
Cormican, not a Cormican.
All right, so
That's
you
what
head
I like.
over and switch with Kyle, and then we'll get
Okay.
you all set up. It's gonna be hard to follow that up, but
All
if
right.
you can get all of the cans down, I think we're gonna have to have a tiebreaker, but we'll see. Are you guys gonna up the ante with the trash talk? Because if he gets this, you're not gonna take it.
He's our producer. He's our boss.
Yeah, he's
You have to let me win.
Great.
Okay, ready, set, go. Okay, there's a lot of concentration happening. Oh God! Oh God! Second gun, second gun. 6 more shots. Oh my God! David! Oh! Okay, so we are gonna have to have a tiebreaker contest to figure this
No,
out.
I had 2 extra bullets. He took 12.
It's true.
Oh no, we gotta do a tiebreaker because the contest wasn't how many shots it's gonna
I have
take.
to repeat
The
the brilliance?
Yeah, exactly. The contest was to get all the cans, and you both got all of them. And you know what? I'm actually impressed because I took a little stab at this before we got started, and I think I got 2. Like I was really. It doesn't matter. I'm not playing. It's fine. Okay. So the 2 of you can go on that side, and we'll get you both guns. And Mercedes and I will be here commentating on everything that happens. We'll decide how you're gonna do. So these are your cans, Kyle. And those are yours, David. And your challenge is to knock down all 3 of your cans. This beautiful Charlie.
It's like a Mexican shoot-off, right? You start back to back. We take 1 pace, and then.
Except you're on the better side.
All right. Okay. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, go. The first one to get him gets it. Oh gosh. 1 on Kyle. Oh, 2 on Kyle. Oh, Kyle! That was amazing. Well done. Kyle is the clear winner. I was a really close
At least I
call,
wasn't skunked. That's the good thing.
but Kyle takes it. Okay, how do you feel, Kyle, as the champion?
It's nice to win here again. I won Pictionary, and now I won this, and I feel pretty good about it. I'm sorry.
Well, we have a very special prize for you for winning. This is because we know you love cans from the last show. So that's a little can for you. It might be a can of peaches. It's a mystery.
Yeah.
Can of peaches. All right, awesome. So when Renee bought Ronnie's gun back, she gave him a can of peaches as a peace offering. So it's an unlabeled can. It may, I don't know, it may contain peaches. We'll see. So players, thank you so much for playing Creaker's Cans. Now let's go back to another Creaker, Jim Watson, who plays Pat on the show, interviewing the cast on Between Us.
This is just between us.
This is just between us. We got the 2 of you together, which, though, trust me, Twitter is freaking out right now. They all love it. It's just like unimpressed. From an acting standpoint, what went into the whole being able to go through those emotions, the loss, and the sense of needing to take control and taking over?
I listened to ABBA Greatest Hits.
That's actually exactly what I expected.
That was
going to be your answer.
repeatedly.
Mamma mia.
Yeah, no, that was, I feel like they had a great shot on that one that was unfortunately ruined by Pat's presence.
The disgust in your face.
For starters, as a disclaimer, this is not a real child. Like, I'm definitely more tender with the real kid. This is a doll. So we'll get that out of the way.
Now, we've talked to you a few times, like with you reference your dog.
Fred.
For your little Freddy.
Hi, Fred. That's how I say it to him when I come home. Hi, Fred.
So if you notice any acting choices like that with Jason.
Hi, Jason.
Hi, Jason. Bad boy. Stacy or Renee? He's so red.
Both for very different reasons.
What are some of those reasons?
I'm not going to continue this conversation any longer.
That question got burnt down.
Thanks, Jim. How cute is Fred? Oh my gosh.
Pretty adorable.
Does Jeanette ever bring Fred to set?
Yeah, but I'm not on set as much as one would think. I'm usually back in the trailers or I'm back in the office.
You're like the oracle of the Between production. And David, I'm so sorry about your tragic defeat.
I don't know if tragic. I don't know if tragic is the right. I would say it's a non-technical defeat because Kyle actually admitted that I won in 10. So.
I don't think Kyle ever actually on record admitted that, but.
Well, you didn't hear it. It was over
I was
shoulder to shoulder. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Fair enough. So, all right. This week's Twitter poll is: if you were in Wiley and Adam's shoes, would you trust Liam? 27% of you said yes, he has a cure. 44% of you said I'd wait to hear more. And 27% of you said, no way, he's shady. So most of you want to wait and hear more, but the rest of you are pretty evenly split on whether you trust him or not. What about you, David?
Well, it's when you're talking to children growing up, it's never trust strangers, and
that's true.
always do your diligence and dig deeper. And he's an outsider to Pretty Lake. Last season outsiders were not to be trusted. So I think the 44% are probably pretty accurate.
It's hard not to want to trust someone when hope is so bleak, though.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I get that. They're all looking for a way out, and maybe he has something to offer.
I personally don't trust him at all. But
Okay.
I'm kind of in the camp of don't trust anyone in this universe.
Right, okay. Well,
Yeah,
fair enough.
I don't know. Well, we'll just have to wait and see how the season unfolds. So don't miss next week's episode of Between on City at 8 p.m. Eastern Pacific. And set your PVR to find out what happens. And we've actually got a clip from next week's episode. So David, can you tell us a bit about the clip we're going to see?
Yeah, we do. So in this clip, if I believe I've got the right one here, we're following both Chuck and Adam as they're going into the prison to sort of do some exploring. They're doing a little bit of detective work, trying to find some answers, and instead they come across a little bit of friction between the two of them, and things start to get a little heated outside Pretty Lake.
All right, well, let's take a look at that.
Looks like they were expecting us.
Why is everything always something with you?
Well, Chuck, everyone that comes through that fence tries to kill us. And you act like everything's normal. No matter what happens, no matter who dies. Your parents, Amanda, shut up. Pat, Samantha.
Shut up! Shut up! What am I supposed to do?
At least I'm trying.
Trying. Sometimes I think it drives you crazy that you'll never be the guy to save us. To save Wiley!
Adam and Chuck rarely get along at the best of times, but things are not looking good for the two of them. So would you guys be trusting of Adam in this situation? I mean, he did lie about being immune. What do you think, Mercedes?
I have
Very mixed emotions.
Yeah, I feel like his intentions are always, or at least for the most part, in the right place.
Right, yeah.
So I'm cool with Adam.
With whatever he does?
It's Liam.
Oh.
Like you said, I don't trust strangers.
Yeah,
I don't like new people. Don't be coming in here making new promises and all these. I don't know.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
What about you, Kyle?
I think it's all shady. Everybody's shady. They're all shady.
That's pretty strong words coming from essentially
I'm
Ronnie.
the shadiest.
Yeah, the
but
shadiest
this guy-
person.
That's why you just can't trust people.
No, that's true. I mean, it's like game recognized game. You'd know shady when you see it. What about you?
I have to admit, I really relate to the character of Adam. I feel like I would be that guy trying to save everything and be thinking that my way is the right way. And
Yeah, because he has no barometer of what is too much. I've done too many. I put too many people at risk. It doesn't matter. It's he has such an eye on the end goal that he doesn't really care.
Yeah, and
His intentions are.
His intentions are good.
Always good intentions.
Yes, they are good intentions. It's easy to relate to a character like that, and it's easy to justify maybe their actions when they have good intentions.
It sounds like some of us sore loser.
So I was just thinking, you have a fairly large collection of cans piling up now, and maybe
did you bring all those
share
cans
one
home?
with me.
I was just gonna put them in my cargo pants. So take those
exactly.
home.
Wow. Yeah, I was going to
Security
ask.
frisked this man. Yeah.
You're just reaching over
know,
for
I-
it.
I-
He wants it so
Maybe I can
badly.
just feel how heavy it is, and I can guess what the
Don't give it
contents
to
are.
him. I wouldn't. Shady.
Yeah, not to be trusted. I'm a producer. You can trust me, right?
Right? All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us on tonight's episode of Inside Between. Do you have anything you'd like to say before we say our final goodbyes, David?
10 shots instead of 12.
What about you, Mercedes?
Keep tweeting.
You love the tweeting
I love
interaction.
tweeting.
Yeah.
I love it. I love when people like characters and
Yeah.
when they don't like characters. I love all the tension.
Yeah.
Keep tweeting.
Any interaction about the character. And what about you, Kyle?
Keep watching the show, and thanks for having me back.
We love to have you. All right, thanks again. And don't forget, we've got a brand new episode of Between next week. at 8 p.m. Eastern Pacific on City, so don't forget to set your PVRs. And of course, that's followed by another installment of Inside Between at 9 p.m. right here. And in the meantime, you can still watch all the episodes, including our webisodes, on citytv.com/between right now. So our website has so much cool content. Dig around, tell us what you find, and join us next week for more Inside Between. Bye!
Bye.